Welcome to Backstage with Becca with special guest, Dionne Gipson. Hi everyone, and welcome to this episode of Backstage with Becca. On this episode, I'm talking with one of my favorite Los Angeles theater performers who has been in multiple productions of LA's For the Record, has played Madame Montague in Invincible, and is currently in Bradley Brotherwig's Scissorhands the Musical at Bourbon Room Hollywood as the inventor through January 14th. Please welcome Dionne Gipson. How are you?
Good.
It's been like a week and a half since the last Scissorhands performance, I feel like.
Yes. Yeah, we've been off this whole week, and it's actually been kind of nice. I like, there's so much work into putting up a show.
Yeah.
And so many hours. And opening weekend, it's after the last day of opening weekend, you're exhausted. So I can't even imagine what Broadway people, after crazy changes and 10-hour days for tech, and then that Sunday night show comes and they just fall out, and then they only get one day off.
It's crazy. It's like so much, I feel like.
I think all Broadway shows should get 1 week off after the opening. So they can
yes. Or after like the holiday season, because they bump up shows to like 10 shows a week, I think, on the holiday season sometimes, because they're like, wow. Tickets.
Yes.
Tickets will sell. Yay.
It's true. Everybody's looking for something to do.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, you all come back this Thursday, right? Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Bourbon Room. So, noted. Just like throwing that out there. I'm going to try to get this up before Thursday, or at least before Sunday.
Yes.
So, I want to ask, when was the first time you knew that you wanted to be a performer?
Oh, wow. It's so funny because when I was about, my dad was a performer. And so we had a studio in our house, in our living room, and he would record. So back in the 70s, when there was a Vietnam War, he would record tapes, for like cassette tapes or soundtracks. I think they were called, not cassettes, but they were called 8-track tapes. I think those big, but he would record people saying love letters or sending love letters to their family members who were in Korea, who were in war. And he would put their favorite music on there and everything. And sometimes he would have us kids in the house singing little things on there, to remind them of their children. It was the cutest thing. So music was just in our house all the time. There's always instruments, pianos, guitars. I was always playing something. And I loved performing. I watched my sister do a play where she played this evil, wicked witch in, I think it was maybe The Wiz.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was so mesmerized by her doing that. I was like, oh, I want to do that. And we kind of been doing it at home, playing, but I really wanted to do it on a stage. So I kind of got the bug watching her. And then I just started, doing stuff. I got the nerve finally I would sing in my bedroom all the time. And when I was about 11 or 12, I did a song from Fame, Out Here on My Own.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Love that song.
I did it at a talent show. And it was the first time any of my classmates ever knew that I could do anything. I mean, and it was like it was night and day, because I was kind of, wasn't popular at all, in a sense of like the popular girl, but I mean everybody knew who I was, because I played sports and soccer and basketball, but no one knew that I could sing or anything like that. Only like closest friends.
And everyone's jaw dropped.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
God.
like, oh my God, even my own jaw dropped. I didn't know I can do those things. Oh, it's so funny. But I was so, that gave me the confidence. Then everybody had me singing everything in school. You got to sleep over and you got to sing this song, sing Whitney Houston, sing Diana Ross, sing. So everything became Dionne sing this.
The
So
requests rolling in.
yeah. Then in high school, I started getting into those stunt shows, is what we called it during. Um, they called them stunt shows around homecoming time. We would do these parodies and of all these shows. Like I played Fairy Godfather in Cinderella
Oh
instead
my
of Cinderella. And there was a Cinderella, and I was the Fairy Godfather.
goodness. So like the parodies in LA, like you were like, oh,
Yeah,
I did stuff like this when I was a kid.
way back in the day. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've
You're like,
been
my
doing
school
this.
came up with it first.
Oh yeah. So it was, yeah. And then when I got a scholarship to college, I was just like, my mom's an educator, my dad's a musician, and I really wanted to do theater, but my mom was like, just, you can always do that, but do something so you can have a real job while you're doing that. So I went into journalism.
Okay.
And then my first year, I really loved it because I wanted to be like Oprah. And I was like, and then I could sing on the side, and I was like, maybe when I go to, you know, journalism, maybe they'll have a theater class that I can jump into. And they did. And then that theater class, the director of the theater program was the teacher of that class, and then he was like, you have something, you might want to think about double majoring or switching your major. So I did. I had already, I had went to college early that summer to get a lot of the electives out of the way.
Dedication.
Yeah. So I had, before I started my journalism, and so I had gotten a lot of my, general studies kind of out of the way. So he was like, it'll take you like 5 years to get out if you do double major journalism and theater. But if you switch to English, major in English and theater, then you can get out in 4 years because you've done pretty much all your elective work. So I was like, oh, okay. I'm all my general studies. So I doubled majored, and then I ended up getting a scholarship to go to graduate school for theater. Yeah, for musical, well, actually for
Like
regular theater.
BFA and stuff.
Huh?
Like getting like well, I guess BFA is in regular college, so like
Yeah, that's
MFA.
BFA and then MFA. Yeah, I went to Penn State. Yes.
Wow. So
Yes.
East Coast.
East Coast. Yes. I loved Penn State too. It was really beautiful up there. It was really hard to get to and hard to get out of. But
Yes.
that's why I guess students never hardly went anywhere. But
They kept you on the campus.
yeah, pretty
On the
much.
campus.
And the name of the city is State College. So pretty much the whole city's dedicated to the college.
Like, sorry, if you go to school here, like you can't
Yeah,
leave. The city is
the
the
city is,
a college. Yeah.
is the
Yeah.
school. Yeah. So that's yeah, so I would say 3 years old. I just gave you that long drawn out story, but
I mean, and I was gonna say, I feel like I was gonna say that like your voice is not made for doing theater on the side. For sure. Like and
you.
to like do like a regular thing and then do theater on the side. Like I know that acting can sometimes be like an unstable,
Yeah,
but your voice is made to sing.
thank you. Yeah, I love it. My journey for singing has been an amazing one. I just love the journey. When you're young, you listen to other people to learn how to sing. I was listening to Whitney Houston there's a gospel group that was like I think is what honed who I am, is this gospel group called the Clark Sisters.
Oh,
And Karen Clark, oh my God. Some of their music back in the day, and then the Winans and then Commission, they're all gospel groups, kind of made me understand what, growling and big voice and using all the air that I got and all the energy. And then Donny Hathaway taught me how to feel the music, like
like
understand what music, how music makes you feel when you sing it. And then Whitney Houston just taught me control, you know, just she can just stand there and sing.
right,
I mean,
right,
she does very little riffs,
like effortless.
effortless. And if you think about when she first started in her day, she didn't do a lot of riffing, and until she started losing her voice a little bit. And riffing helps you so that you don't have to hold a note. Riffing kind of helps you cheat a little bit. And so if you don't want to hold that note, you know, and
But it's such a sleigh too.
yeah, huh?
Ripping is such a sleigh, I feel like.
Yeah, riffing is it's a sleigh, but it's also, there's certain people who do it really well, who can just control that. Like I give all the props to people who can do that, but also it's a cheat. It's a cheat because you don't have to hold those notes that long. I think that's why I love
You get
Whitney
a breath.
Houston. Yeah,
Yeah.
she could hold the note and then do a riff and continue to hold the note. That's hard.
Oh my gosh. No,
Yeah,
they need to find like an alphabet yeah, for that. Because like to hold a note and then riff at the end. Mm.
that's hard. So yeah, learning to sing, and then I got into rock music, which I really love because I love Prince, and
It
I,
all makes sense to me.
yeah,
Now.
rock was my thing. Once I discovered Prince, it was over. Like his music was, he did everything. He had gospel inside of his music. He had pop. He had rock, soul. It was everything encompassed in there, and all the things I had been learning. And I was just like, oh my god! And I loved country music. Oh my
Like
god!
all of this is making total sense to me right now. Like when it comes to your inspiration
Hmm.
for singing, because I'm like, I definitely it adds up. It
Yeah,
for sure.
you know, I'm from Peoria, Illinois. It's a very country town. My first job, like you can work there at 13 legally if you work in agricultural, like in the farms and stuff. So I worked at 13 detasseling corn.
Oh my goodness.
I went through a thing of, I discovered when I was young, before Whitney Houston and all of them, Peoria only had two stations, a country station, WMBD, and then rock, KZ 93. And those are the only two stations we had there. So it was, I listened to Juice Newton. Um, she had this song, "The sweetest things I've ever known is loving you." I used to I used to wait in the my mom, those are the days where you can leave the kids in the car.
Oh my god. And you're like just like singing in the car, full concert.
Yeah. Oh my God, I would wait for that song to come on the radio. And I would wait for Dolly Parton's version of what she said, "And I will always love you." I used to love her voice. I used to like try to get my vibrato to sound like her. They're like, "And I."
Like
Yeah,
mimicking, yeah, in the car.
mimicking. But that's how you learn
Yeah.
when you're young, mimicking everyone. And then you start to find your own voice. And I found my own voice when I was in a rock band and I was signed to Arista Records. We were writing our own music. And it was the first time that, like, that's my, you know, I know who I am. I'm rock soul. Yeah. With a
Oh
little,
my,
yeah, a little bit of country in there, a little bit of gospel in there. Yeah.
wow. Like a little bit of all the things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I,
you combined it. All the
it,
inspiration.
totally. It's like Scissorhands gives me the chance to do everything I love. I love it.
That's why, like, I feel like when you're on stage, like like I can see you enjoying yourself.
Oh
It's
man.
so easy to see when a performer's enjoying themselves versus like when it's like, okay,
Yeah.
it's another show.
Yeah.
It's gonna be over in like 2 hours.
Right. You can
Yeah,
tell those things too.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yes.
really enjoy this show. I've, since about 2010, I got into the For the Record series, and then I met Bradley a little later on. But those For the Record series, and then Umpo, and then all those things, those shows, you know, they started a movement of all these opportunities to sing really
Yeah.
unique songs. Like most shows have a style
Yes.
of song, and you kind of, stick with that, and then that's what you get. But these shows, they also help you as a singer. I think that's why a lot of people, when they come to LA, they want to get into these, a For the Record series, or a Bradley show, or Umpo show, or one of those, because you have the opportunity to stretch uh your acting chops and your musical chops, because you get to sing
Fine.
everything, from the gamut, as country to rock to soul to, and then you get to act, from you get to do all these different, you know, personalities, and different characters. So it's a really, you know, th- would have to say those shows also have helped me hone my voice. There was a musical director, Christopher Bratton.
Yes, yes. I know who he is. Yeah.
That man
Gosh.
used to drive me nuts, because every time we do a show, he was like, "All right, Dion, you're going on top." I'd never been a soprano in my life, and what I ever considered soprano. I never like raised my hand that first, second soprano. I'm like alto, alto,
No.
and I think I can credit that man for increasing my range, because he would say, "No, Dion, you're gonna go here." I'm like, "Chris, I can't sing that." "Yeah, you can."
He's
And
like,
he
yeah.
had me in the heavens. I'm like, and I would be struggling, but after a few shows, I'm like, "Oh, this is coming so easy." And like, he really helped me increase my range, like all the things, like not just hitting the note up there in the heavens, because I used to tap around in the heavens up there. Now I can kind of skate
Like,
around.
I I feel like speaking of effortless, we were talking about Whitney Houston. Like your singing is just effortless on stage for people. I mean, for people who haven't heard you sing, they should definitely look up a video of you singing because it is
Oh,
it's fantastic.
thank you. It's a process. Every day, every time I sing, I feel like, I'm discovering something more, and I think that's how it has to be. When you love something, you never get there. You never hit a pinnacle and you're like, "Oh, I'm there. I've done it." It's art is like you just keep, creating and improving and honing, So I always learn something, like after every show. I'm like, "Oh, I I felt a little different. I did my breath a little bit better on that one." Or, "Ooh, I better not take the breath there, because I didn't hold the note as long as I could there, because I didn't take the breath there." Or, I'm
Well,
always adjusting and learning. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, it's a journey. To,
100.
so how did you end up getting involved with the LA theater community? Like what brought you from from the East Coast to the LA theater community?
Okay, so I was I was signed to Arista Records in the late 90s to early 2000s. I was in a rock band called Edith's Wish. It was an all black female rock band. And we were the first of its kind to ever be signed to a major label. And I'm working on trying to get a documentary for us right
Oh my
now.
God. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's our story is the wildest ride ever. But when that didn't work out, um, I went back to theater. I was like, I've kind of bypassed, I went to graduate school for theater, not musical theater. But I ended up uh, doing Dreamgirls right out of uh, graduate school in Atlanta, and I never went back. And after Dreamgirls, I went on tour with all these different artists like Keith Sweat, um, and Gene Carn, traveling everywhere. We were on tour with R. Kelly. Ugh.
Yes.
Yeah, all these different people, and I was singing around town, and then I ended up doing my own band, got signed. Then when it didn't work out, I got back into acting, and I would do like what do you call it? Background acting, you know.
Yeah. Like the like kind of like central casting stuff.
Yeah, uh-huh. And in Atlanta, and just learning how to be on a movie set, it's the greatest thing. I encourage anybody to just try it, to be a background actor just to see what it's all about. And then I booked a big movie called Sweet Home Alabama back in 2000. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Big movie.
Yeah. Well, a lot of my parts got cut out, but you still see me in there. And it looks like I was a background actor in there as much as they cut me, but I really had a part there.
It's like when the editing happens and you're
Yeah.
like, what the heck?
Well, the funny story, the part that I had with Candice Bergen and Alan Sussman from Big Bang Theory, we were in we were her minion assistants that were with her in pretty much all the scenes, but we had a lot of red carpet scene, and 9/11 had just happened. So when they went back to review, the smoke was still billowing in the background, so they thought it would be insensitive to have that on there, so they had to recast all the parts. I mean, reshoot all the scenes. But the director, Andy Tennant, who was amazing guy, who just kind of took me under his wing, I guess because I was from Peoria and he was from Chicago. He had uh, he had recommended me to come do the very first ABC Diversity Talent Showcase out in LA, and I ended up getting booked for it, and I had to audition for it, and it was the same time they did the reshoot, so I couldn't do the movie. So, but that's what landed me out to
In
LA.
LA, yeah.
Yep. And so I, started getting to television and film and stuff, and I wasn't really singing much. I would uh the A&R at Arista Records named Drew Dixon really loved me, and she's like, "There's a song I want you to record." So I would record here and there, and then I signed with Magic Johnson's label for a little while, and then that label got swept under. So it was just a lot of, almost, and then I was just kind of bored out here working. Sometimes actors and my agent, his wife got cancer or he got cancer. I can't remember the agent I had at that time. And then I just kind of was out there by myself again. And so I just had to work and I wasn't doing anything. And then one day I was working at my real estate agency. I was
Oh,
like a receptionist at first. And then I got this thing about there's a what do you call it, like a fundraiser that they had, and they needed a singer for it. So I went, and it was Scott Nevins who was hosting this fundraiser.
oh,
And
right.
yeah, it was hosting this fundraiser. And he was like, I sang a song there, and he's like, who are you? Where'd you come from?
Sing
And
more.
And so happened to be there was my boss at my real estate company, Michael Williamson.
Oh,
So him and his husband were there, and they were like, he's like, I did not know you could sing. Next day, he tells everybody at the job that I can sing.
yes,
Like, if you ever get to see her sing. So then I did this musical Mondays that they used to have
yes.
down at Club 11. So Scott invited me to come do a musical Monday. And so my whole office came to support me there. And I did that. And then there was a guy named Matt. Uh, uh, what is Matt's last name? Matt Patton, who was working at Musical Mondays and heard me sing there and told Shane Schill about me. And so then I came in 2010 to work with Shane when they first started doing For the Record, when it was just handheld mics and people would sing and jump on stage, do a scene, then come off. It was
And
amazing.
like so little and small. I feel like there's like videos from back then that
It
Jordan
is.
took.
Yes, Jordan took all those videos. She really captured some history
Oh
doing
my
that.
gosh.
Yeah.
Yes.
The room was like this big. Yeah, it only sat 90, but we would stuff, it only sat 60, but we would stuff about 90 people in there.
Yes.
It was,
Party.
and half of those people were the people from my office. They were supporting
Yes.
the show.
Hey, as they should. They're like, we
Yeah.
want to hear you sing again.
So it was awesome. And that's how I got back into the music scene here is, Musical Monday from Scott Nevin's fundraiser, and then he put me in Sparkle, and then I did Musical Mondays, and then For the Record, and then that's all. For the Record, everybody started to know who I was. Yeah,
Yeah, it's so special.
yeah,
So your name like got like passed along
yeah.
because they're like, oh
Mhm.
my gosh, did you know she could sing?
And then people would, people from my office, they were like, "Oh, my son's got a bar mitzvah," or, they're doing a wedding. Can you come sing? Everybody would, give me numbers and like, "Hey, you want to come sing on this soundtrack or sing here?" So
Yes,
yeah,
singing everywhere.
those shows really got me a lot of work, and got an agent, another agent out from those shows, and that's why a lot of actors who come here from New York or Atlanta, and they're when they get into the For the Record or for a Bradley Breadaway
Oh my gosh.
show, or Umpo when it was here, any of those teams, it's like you see why everybody wants to get in there because it's a lot of exposure, and a lot of people come to the shows. And believe it or not, people say that the film and television industry don't support theater, but they really do.
Oh yeah.
A lot of casting directors at our shows, a lot of producers.
Yeah,
It,
I've met a lot of like casting directors and producers at like my table at Rockwell. Like
yeah,
people used to be like, "Oh yeah, I work on this show or this show."
yeah. A lot, and people do really support theater here. It's a small community, so everybody
It's
just supports when they can.
the greatest, I feel like.
Yeah, and now I think since the pandemic, I think, the film, television, and theater community have really come together. I think because we didn't have anybody but each other, and I think we need each other, and we need the support for one another. And we've come together more than anything since that pandemic.
Oh my God. No,
It was already supporting, but it's really supporting now.
I absolutely agree. I mean, I feel like also what kind of like helped For the Record in LA theater in that sense
Mhm.
is that For the Record kind of started at YouTube's peak,
Yes, yes.
and there were people in those audiences. I wasn't in LA yet, but there were people in those audiences who were like, okay, I'm gonna videotape this and upload it to YouTube.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
people watch, find them, and want to click on the next one.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're like, "What is this? I want to be." By time that For the Record, it's so funny. I was so lucky to be a part of. I love being a part of something new. and seeing it grow
Yeah.
from, that little bar that used to come to, and then it broke open into, we knocked the wall down, and then it turned into the Rockwell.
Oh,
And I was there when Shane and Steve, were we were his mom, Steve's mom, she designed Rockwell
oh my
and
God.
all those seats and everything in there. His mom was like putting on the hand tufting the buttons. I was there, I was helping. I
Oh,
was like
yes.
holding while they pushed the little button in. I learned about tufting, all those little things on the tiles on those little piers, those pillars.
Yes.
So they designed that whole thing.
You
And
have some special skills on your resume through learning through
okay,
that, working on
hello. I
that.
was like, tufting 101 right over
Yes.
here. Yes, Steve Mazurik's mom. And she came in and like had the vision and it just killed it. All his mom. And she like handmade those those couches and those things that you saw. She did that. I was
I
like,
actually had no clue.
that's amazing. So, and then to see it, we outgrow that place and then move to DBA, and that's an even bigger place.
That's where I saw it for the first
Now
time.
you have to get ready for I think it's Cinevita is coming. Oh yes,
Wait.
is
Ooh.
coming. Cinevita is coming. Just remember these words. Cinevita, massive tent, like Cirque du Soleil,
Oh, okay.
new home for the record. And that's probably all I can say about it.
Oh,
But look out, world.
oh, like in
Uh,
LA?
in LA, in Belgium, in Italy, in wherever it wants to be. It will be a traveling tent.
Oh, okay. I love
Yeah,
it. Wait, that's so cool, especially if it's like a tint that's like in the round too.
it is. And I cannot wait. Shane Shill's been working on this for the last few years, getting it built, and it is gorgeous. And I can't wait for its debut.
Oh my goodness. So what you're saying is Shane has slept for about 2 hours in the past like 5 years.
Basically, he's flying back and forth from, you know, I think it was being built in Belgium, and he's been flying back and forth.
And he's like flying back and forth to the UK for stuff. So yeah, I seriously don't know. I can't imagine like when he's getting rest.
And then Love Actually, you know,
At the Wallace. Yeah. Speaking of it, speaking of For the Record growing, I was gonna say.
my God, have you seen it yet?
Oh, I've gone twice and I'm going back next. I'm doing it pulling a two-show day next Sunday with
Beautiful.
Scissorhands and Love Actually.
Oh, two most perfect shows for Christmas.
I know, and it's right before I leave for Dallas, Texas for the holidays. So
Yeah,
it's like my last little uh theater shows before Christmas.
yes.
I'm
I have to say, by the way, I love your smile. It's different.
it is.
It's different. I loved it before, but I just realized
It
you've
is.
been doing a little something to that smile, and it's like beaming, girl. I love it.
Oh, it's been a process, but I mean,
Mhm.
I think it worked out really well, and
Yes.
I'm happy. I'm completely done with the process now, but
It looks amazing. Your smile is 1,000 watts.
thank you. Oh my gosh, that's so sweet. So I want to ask, what's your personal favorite For the Record show? I think if I had to pick, I would pick Boss.
Oh,
I don't know.
I am torn.
I'm torn too.
Torn between Boz, Tarantino, and Zemeckis.
I never saw that one, so
with Forrest Gump. It's the whole Forrest Gump theme.
I'm back.
Man, yeah. So those three are my top faves.
Oh, okay.
Top.
They need to bring back the Zemeckis one so that I can see it.
It is. You would love it. You would love it.
Because
It's
I've
my
seen
faves.
Boss, Tarantino, Love Actually,
John Hughes.
yeah, John Hughes, Brat Pack,
Hmm.
um, and Scorsese.
Scorsese. Oh yeah, I love Scorsese too. I forgot about Scorsese.
So
Oh
good.
yeah, that's another good one. Man, you
They're
know,
all so different.
they're all so different. I've been lucky enough to be in at least one iteration of every show they've
Oh,
ever done.
yeah.
So
Do you have a
exciting.
favorite character you played in them?
Yes, Sharon Stone. I got to play Sharon Stone in the Scorsese one at one time. Oh my God, it was so fun to play a lunatic.
Oh, you're like, this is because it's the complete opposite of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well,
literally,
no. I got a little cray cray in there.
well, I mean, I feel like the complete opposite of
Yeah.
you and that you're like the sweetest person ever,
Oh,
the sweetest, coolest person ever.
thank you.
Yeah.
I loved playing her. And the other character I loved playing was Goldie Hawn in Death Becomes Her in Zemeckis. Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah,
ooh.
that was really fun to play.
Need some Mecca's back because I'm like, oh, I have FOMO now from something that
Yes,
happened a while ago because I didn't see it.
yes, that was a really, really good one. And Jason Page played the best. Oh my God. Gary Sinise, I think that's his name. Um, he in Forrest Gump. Did you watch Forrest Gump? He
Yes,
played
yes.
the war hero who had his legs cut off in
Oh
that.
my gosh.
Yeah,
Yes, yes, I know who you're talking about.
Jason Page played that role, and
You
Jason Page
killed
is
it.
such an underrated actor. People now, everybody knows Jason Page can sing his face off, but
Yeah,
people don't really realize how dope of an actor he is. He is
he's so good.
stupid.
Oh my God, it's so true. I feel like
So
people
good.
people are like, well, yeah, I know he sings because like Pokemon and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But oh my gosh, he
Yeah.
is incredible in everything I've seen him in.
I remember he played Joe Pesci and
Really? Yes.
killed it. Yeah,
Yes.
he's one of my favorite.
He
He,
brings
he
it.
people sleep on him, but one
They
day
do.
I hope one day I'll be able to cast him. Like we'll be in something together, you know, or we'll be able to, work together. Because I just think he's so dope.
That feels like a good segue for if you could create a new For the Record show with any director in Hollywood, who would you choose and
Spike
what
Lee.
character would you want to play?
Spike Lee.
Oh, okay. Yes.
And I would want to play Nona Darling.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's got to have it. That part, I would. There'll be several parts to play in a For the Record.
Well, yeah.
Spike Lee.
Multiple
Oh man,
multiple movie parts. Yeah.
yeah, he has great parts for lots of people, women, men. I would play the Clark part in More Better Blues.
You're like, I know exactly who.
Or his sister, or Spike Lee's sister. She played his other girlfriend, Denzel Washington's other girlfriend.
You've got to take this to Shane later.
Oh
Shane,
yeah, oh he knows. He
he-
knows. Mo Better Blues. Yeah, he already knows. He already,
yes.
hopefully that'll be one day.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I feel like I just need like For the Record year round kind of
Yeah.
like that.
Oh, it's coming.
I was living for it when I first moved out here and it was still at DBA.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
That was
Living.
my favorite venue, I think, of all time. Just the sound in there, and the space, the
The
stage,
stage was awesome.
lights. And it's so funny. I've gone to Delilah where DBA was now.
Yeah.
At Delilah now, and when I walk in there, it is so small to me. It looks so little. I was like, this place seems so huge when we were here. And they've lowered the ceilings and everything's kind of closer in. The bar is
Cozy.
different. It's like they push the
Really
walls
big.
in and it looks like this little small speakeasy, but when it was DBA, it was so huge and
Like wide and
spacious.
open.
Right. It's like a
Yeah.
big warehouse. So yeah, I miss DBA.
Oh my gosh, that venue was really cool.
Yeah.
I was really glad that I was over 21, so
Yeah.
I could go. I was like, "Hey, even though no one believes that my ID is real."
Oh, because I would listen, you still right now look like you're 17 years old.
I mean, I had someone before I entered once at DBA shine
Uh-huh.
his flashlight on my ID for, I'm not even kidding, like 15 minutes.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, I promise I'm 22. I
Yes.
promise it helps I don't drink.
That's key. I drink occasionally, but hardly ever. And I think that's key to youth
I,
sometimes, I really do. But
I think so too.
I
I mean,
have seen some people who drink, and they still look like really young. I guess, yeah. But
I think also just like feeling young,
yes,
like at heart, it also keeps you young.
100%.
Because I kind of like describe myself as like Peter Pan type person.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to really fully grow up.
That's a Peter Pan.
Yeah. In some aspects, like I grow up, and then in some aspects, I'm like Disney. Yeah.
So important to stay locked into your childish playing type I mean, that's what theater and art and singing, when you were younger and you played and you were singing and
Make believe.
playing and making up games, you were doing it from your heart and without any kind of thought about it. And as an actor and singer, as I've gotten older, I've often have to, you know, go back to remembering how I just played without any, played with abandon, just not thinking about it. Whenever I approach a script or a scene, I just let myself run wild like a kid again, and just play the scene without thinking too deep about it. And a play is play. Doing a play is playing like a child.
Yes. Oh my
And
gosh, like playing dress up
yeah,
like a
playing
child,
dress up.
going in your costume closet and picking
Right.
out something and being like, I'm gonna perform
Yes.
for my parents.
Performing without any thought about it. You just are creating and making it happen and using your imagination. And I think as an artist, you know, we often forget that. And but when we let go and go back to our childhood and allow ourselves to play like that, then we're actually doing a play. We're actually performing and playing and
I, I feel like the word play makes so much sense
yeah,
in that sense, you
yes,
know?
yeah.
My sister used to like direct shows in our house when she was like 3 years old, my younger sister.
Oh, that's awesome.
And they would be like 5 hours long. I'm not pointless, nothing that made sense. It would just be pointless. She'd be in like a hula skirt, and she'd be like, and my parents would be like, okay, that was great after 30 minutes. And she'd be like, no, she'd get so mad if they stood up and left. She's like, no, there's 4 more hours left.
That's awesome.
It was great.
To be able to be unbridled like that and to be allowed to have that freedom to do that is so important, in life, period, you know, I love being able to just turn my imagination all the way on and just play and not have any, just allow myself to just like a lot of times recording my self tapes. Sometimes I'll just do a wild one where I'm just being stupid and using my imagination and not trying to please the casting director, but just
Have fun.
have fun. And that usually is my best take when I'm
Yeah.
just like, F it, I'm just going to, just
Yeah.
use my imagination and go there. And you really, I remember being younger and you really were into it. You really believed everything that you did. And then it was believable for, you know, my cousin who was playing Barbie dolls with me when we'd really create these Barbie doll scenarios. And like when they were crying and we'd really like bring real tears in our eyes because we're making our Barbie dolls cry. We
Oh,
were really it's
yes. Or like stuff. I mean, stuffed animals, everything with
yes,
children.
exactly. And making them talk and
Oh my
really giving
goodness.
them a voice, like really from your heart, that's play.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, I Scissorhands currently is
Yes.
happening at Bourbon Room. So I want to get into that. Have
Good.
you been involved with Bradley Broderick for
Love
Scissorhands?
that. Bradley, so I met Bradley through Jordan Kai Burnett.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Jordan Jordan used to work at For the Record as a door girl. She used to take tickets at the door.
Oh
Can you believe it?
goodness.
And she was just a little baby girl and I fell in love with her. She's like in her 20s. She had just came from New York, came to LA, getting herself involved in the theater community, finding her way. And she started, like all of us do, and working at different places, trying to get in the scene.
Yeah.
And she was working at the door. Nobody knew that she had all that talent.
Oh my goodness. I didn't
Yeah.
know that either. So like breaking news.
Another person who worked as a waiter in there, what's his name? Malik. He played. He won the Oscar for
Oh yeah. Yes, yes, yes.
Rami.
I actually knew that. I don't know who I
Yeah,
heard that from.
yeah, I think Rami
Ra-
is his name.
Rami
Malik.
Malek. Yeah.
He was also working there. All of us at the same time.
His first show was, I mean, his first like big movie, I think, was like Breaking Dawn Part Two, the Twilight
Right.
Saga.
Bananas. And so I met Jordan there, and she used to hear me sing all the time. And then when Bradley was doing uh
RJ.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um so they were doing a reading of it and they needed a Mama Montague and Jordan suggested me and so I met Bradley and I was in and then Bradley was like, I'm doing this new musical Scissorhands. I would love for you to be in it. He offered me a part. I didn't even have to audition. So that's always great.
Well, I mean, once he heard you sing, he's like, listen, if you want to be in it, you're in it.
Oh my God, that's how I got in Scissorhands. And so I just loved the show from the jump. When I read it, I was just like, oh, I love the message. I
Yes.
love the heart of this show. And then when it got on its feet with all the snow and Emma freaking Hunton.
Literal, literal queen. I mean, just everyone in the show and
I'd
every
never heard of her from Broadway. I'd never heard of her
oh,
before I worked with her. And the minute I remember she had a little cold when we first started rehearsals. And, she was like kind of marking her songs and everything. And I was like, oh. And then when one day when we finally had like a sing through, or she was feeling better and we did our rehearsal. I was like, when the band came and she did
Damn.
Apology, I literally broke down in tears. Like she blows my mind, honestly. Just like I was like, who is this girl? And she's the way she approaches the role, has such a heart, and it's she you just fall in love with her. I see why they loved her on Broadway.
I mean, she also can do the comedy bit so well too.
Yes, and she's so funny and so endearing as well.
I,
Just
absolutely. I remember the first time I saw her on stage was like with my mom. We saw her in Cruel Intentions,
oh
and
yeah,
my mom was like, "She should be on like SNL.
yes,
She has a comedy like
yes, she's
so good
really
at comedic
good.
timing too."
Mhm.
And then
Great.
we're like, "Her voice, hello." Like I don't.
She could do everything.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, well, I feel like all of you in the cast combined, the current cast of Scissorhands combined, can do everything.
Yeah.
Can do everything because like everyone's so multi-talented.
It's so amazing. All the unique, so many, every voice in Scissorhands is it's their own.
Yeah,
No one sounds like anyone else, and everyone sounds like their own unique voice that you've not heard before.
I
That's what I
think
love.
I think that's the thing about LA theater too.
Yeah.
That like and like going back to For the Record, I realized that the other day watching Love Actually, that everyone's voice like that they find is so unique and so different.
That girl, Grace,
Like, oh my god, yes.
and the little girl.
Both of them, because I've seen both of them this year as as Joanna, and they are
Oh
what?
my God. Okay, there's a little young girl that plays so is there two people that play
Joanna, the
no,
little
which
like
one is Joanna? Oh yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah.
there's okay, so there's two that play Joanna.
So I there's one understudy for the role, and the understudy went on Saturday. So
And she's good too.
oh my god, she was so good. She was in the like NBC production of Annie, the live production of Annie that they did.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Wow, the
I
talent in the town.
the kid like kids. Like
It's insane.
oh
And
my god.
it's insane. When Grace did The Trouble with Love,
Oh my
she
god. I
she
was
got a, she got a standing ovation before she even finished the song. That's all I'm saying.
stop. I love that. I love that so much. I mean, literally, I feel like that's happened for you before a couple of times, probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was gonna say, like any production, like probably Scissorhands at least once or twice, or three times or four times.
I think so. That it's nothing like that feeling of like, wow,
Like
you
people like
are
it.
touching people.
Yeah.
You're you're connecting with people. It's like it makes me sleep so good at night.
Yes.
Like my head on my pillow and I just smile like, thank you, God. Thank you for this gift and thank
Being
you for blessing me. And I pray that it comes out every night.
well, I mean, I think the same can be said for like the people who are like behind the scenes, like gonna start with like Chad and like Brian and Jordan. Like we all like talk about you all like, well, like they're blessing us with their incredible talent every time we go see them in a show.
And I know that you're interviewing me, but I have to just flip this for 1 second because I have to talk about you.
Oh no.
I just, I love how you have been every time I have a show and I see your face, it just makes me so giggly and joyful inside because you have been there. I, I have seen you probably the last 10 years at least,
Yeah, like almost. I think it's getting up there.
like
Yeah,
12 maybe.
I think it's getting
And
up there.
it's, you don't understand how when when you see people that come to your shows all the time, that support all the time, it is, first of all, for you to do that is, it's like an honor to have you there. And the fact that you keep coming back over and over again shows how much you love you, the love that you have for theater, and and the love you have for us. It just makes me, I feel, it makes me feel comfortable. Like I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have a good show. I see her sweet face in the audience. I'm gonna make sure she has. I'm gonna give a really good show for her. I'm
Oh,
like, there's my Becca.
so sweet.
You don't understand how good it makes me feel seeing your face out there. It just, I'm like, oh, she's here. Oh yeah, okay, the show
Oh,
can go. We're
that's
gonna have a great show.
that's literally like the biggest honor because like it's an honor for me to be able to have access to like these theater performances.
Oh
You
man,
know?
it's a joy, a sheer joy to have you there. It's like family. It's like, oh, my family showed up. That's how it feels. Yeah.
I love supporting and like always I try to get people to come and see the shows with me and I'm like,
Yes.
God, you'll love everything about LA theater.
Yes. Oh man.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna
It's
try to bring the friend that I brought on the last preview night back
okay.
again before the run-ins because
Yes,
she
and let me know.
oh
You
yes,
already got I got you.
you're literally the sweetest.
Yeah, and everybody thinks you're the sweetest, so I just want you to know that. Like when your face is in the place, everybody's like, "Ah, Becca's here." It's just amazing to have you, and you just, you know, I
That's
love
why
how you're there.
that's why supporting you all is like
Yeah.
is best because I mean I feel like the feeling like back and forth is mutual. It's very mutual. So yeah.
Thanks. So I just want to say out loud, thank you. And we appreciate you so much. I just love your energy, love your, I feel like every time I see you, you're just one big hug for me. I'm just always like, you're like my little cuddle bug. I'm like, oh, come here. You just make me feel really good when you come, and just to see your face, I'm like, yep, my girl's here. So I just thank you, mama.
Oh my god, of course. Like that's like yeah, that's how I want to spread cheer.
Yeah.
That's my goal in life to spread cheer.
Yes. And you do. You
Yes.
really do.
Well, I feel like it's on its fifth year, Scissorhands kind of
Well,
minus the pandemic.
yeah.
Minus
If
the pandemic.
the
So
pandemic, that would be
kind of
4. Yeah.
3,
18, 19.
3.5,
Yeah, we only did it 18 and 19, didn't we?
like
And then
18,
20
19,
was,
then
and then we did we came back. Oh yeah.
we, this year, and then
Did we come back 2020?
I think you came. It was like 2019 through 2020, I think,
Yeah.
and then like 20. I feel like there was another engagement at Bourbon Room.
Yeah, that was this summer.
Yeah,
Yeah, a little concert.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think makes Scissorhands like a show that like keeps being able to come back and sell out in LA?
I think you need a show, for a show to be successful. I think you need, one, a good story.
Yes,
It's a very well told story.
it's like
Um, music wise for musical, you need good music, good singers, and a great cast to put it up. Um, and people don't know the director is always the one who's putting it all together, and they never give a director credit. But you have to have a great director for the vision of it all. And but no one ever sees that. So, but what makes people come back is seeing a good story that relates to them and good performers performing the story.
Yes.
And Scissorhands, I think, embodies that, not only embodies that, but it's also everybody loves Christmas and the holidays. It is the perfect holiday show. And everybody's pretty much in good moods a lot of times during the holidays. And when they come out to this show, it just puts them even more in the Christmas spirit. And they remember this show. When Christmas time comes around, they're like, "Oh, we're Scissorhands." Oh, and
Yes.
and it's such a heartfelt um, message, also. And I think people relate to that message that's in there, and they just love, you know, something that's so heartwarming like that. And people come back over and over again to hear that message. And in this day and age right now, so many transitions are happening with
It
people.
yeah, it's so important. I feel like people are so like it kind of is a show that kind of like brings together in a way.
Yeah.
It brings a whole bunch of people into a room.
Yes.
It kind of shows everyone that hey, like we're all different,
Yes.
but we
But
all we
hmm
all have different life journeys, but we all live on
hmm
this earth
Yes.
and go through our own struggles and live our
Yes.
own life and
Yes.
we can all be friends.
Yes.
Definitely.
That's right. It's good lesson for, especially for now,
Yeah.
because so many people are transitioning in life in different ways. People are transitioning genders, people are transitioning careers, um, thought processes, spiritualities. There's so much going on that people are, you know, I guess because of social media, you have so much access to so many options now of what you can be and do in life that people are always, you know, figuring out new, ways to be and how to live and how to think. And so this show really helps people. I think it kind of, you know, is is it sings to what's happening,
Yeah, it really
in this
does.
world, all the way around.
Oh my gosh. It really does. And that's the one thing that I feel like with everything that Bradley works on
Mhm.
specifically,
Yes.
like that's the one thing that he does really well.
Yes.
I mean, he does a lot really well,
Yes.
but he tells stories that like really matter and are real and like people
Yes.
need to hear.
Yes. And you know, everybody's playing everything. I love that, the diversity, um and the differences, and really showing people how to embrace differences, and how lovely it is. Not
Yes.
just embracing it. I hate the word tolerating. I hate that word.
Yeah, tolerating isn't embracing because
No.
it's like tolerating is like, "Meh,
Yeah,
fine.
I'll tolerate it.
Yeah.
Embracing, um, it shows you, embracing is like seeing it in a different way and going, I didn't see it that way before. And now I see it. And this is cool. And I get it and I dig it.
But now I like understand. Yeah.
I understand. Yeah. And, you know, you know, and now we all can be joyful and loving in the same space because I get it now,
Yeah.
and I embrace it. And he has a way of all his shows, and it's important for him to you know, let those voices be heard.
Yes, like
And
TV shows included.
yes, exactly. And the messages be heard.
Yeah.
And I love him for that. I love him for embracing the those messages and our differences.
Oh,
And
I remember when the Fosters like came along and I was like, I have never seen anything like this on TV before.
no, he's changing the world in his own way. And I can't wait to whatever his next, show is gonna be. And he's making people um pay attention.
Yeah.
I love that.
I mean, like Bradley for president. No I'm kidding.
Right. Bradley for president.
I feel
President.
like he'd unite literally everyone. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
what he does.
His heart, and when you I just his heart is so good. I just and he just wants to do good. He just wants good to happen. And I just love that about him. You know that his internal intentions are good. You know how you meet someone who just tries to act good and just tries to be kind? I'm like, I'm trying to be kind. He just is. You know,
Yes,
it's just who he
it's
is.
genuine.
It's genuine.
It's
And
very genuine.
I will do anything he tells me to do.
Yes.
Anything because I trust pure heart like that. I'm an empath and I can feel real
Oh,
and I know what's good for real. And like he he'll anything he asks me to do, I will always say yes. I'll be like, yep,
yes.
yep.
Well, he's gonna see this and he's gonna be like, okay, I have a list of things in the next like for the next like 15 years.
Contract.
Here's a contract.
You say
Yeah.
on Becca show. Can you sign that?
Here's a contract. Can you be in everything I do? And then,
For the next 20 years.
yes.
And be like, yep.
Listen, I totally he should do that. I totally support that. Dream team.
Yes. Dream team.
Yes. So your voice, as I've like mentioned multiple times, is literally one of the strongest voices I've ever heard. And you mentioned like inspirations growing up, but do you have like vocal tips and tricks that you use to keep your voice like healthy?
Believe it or not, I I'm ashamed to say I don't do vocal warm-ups hardly ever.
No, I
Unless,
do believe it though, because like I feel like you're so effortless.
well, you know what? I It's weird. Okay.
Your singing is so effortless.
I've never, thank you. I've never been I've never been that girl that somebody says, "Oh, you're a singer. Sing," except for when I was in, back after they heard me sing when I was did that talent show, then they
Yeah,
had me sing and everything. But you know how people go, "Oh, you're a singer. Sing something for me right quick." I,
great.
I've never just I don't like it. I don't like stuff like that when people do that. To me, I'm a performer. And so
Yes.
when I go to perform that day, sometimes I singing it over and over again and rehearsing a whole lot takes away
The
something for me.
the
Like,
the then like the
yeah,
authentic.
maybe the authenticity of the
Yeah.
moment. So I the only times I really warm up is if maybe the musical director says, "Okay, we're going to go through a warm up," so I'll just oblige and just go
You're
along.
like, hi.
But sometimes it wears me out, like a vocal warm up, warming up wears me out. Like I'll test it right before the show. Like I'll go, I'm like, okay, it's there.
You're
I
like, great.
trust it.
I can sing.
Yeah, I trust it's gonna come out. And that's about all I do because I really feel like I sing from an emotional place,
Oh my God,
not a
yes.
not a practiced. I mean, practice, yeah.
It's practice from doing it.
Yeah, like like I have a technique of uh, of approaching a song. Whenever someone says, "I want you to sing a song," um, it's probably why I've never been on Broadway because I'm not. I don't want to sing a song exactly like the notes you give it to me. I want to be
I
able
think
to
that makes it
interpret it
better.
my own way.
Yeah, I think that makes it better.
Yeah, so I a lot of times in Broadway they want you note for note, and I'll just be like that's not, I won't be able to use my all my things. So I'll get us, starting with before not even before in my own band, I was interpreting my own things, and so when I did for the record, Shane would he's like, "Diva, do you, do you take the song and make it your own?" Chris Bratton would be like, "Okay, here's the parameters. This is where I want you to be on that part right there, but do you?" So I've
Freedom.
always approached a song by um what like arrangement. I love arranging my own vocals to tell the story of the song, of how I feel emotionally, what it means. So vocally, so then I'll create the arrangement and I'll practice that arrangement until I have it like it's this is what's going to be on the record. Like it's a
You're like solidified, yes.
solidified. And then once I practice and practice and practice and get it like that, then I don't practice anymore. I just let it come naturally for each show and remember the emotions I feel and what I attach to every part of the song. And I feel like if I am honest with my emotions every night when I sing the song, then the notes will come out.
Yes.
So I don't practice a lot of the notes and I don't warm up because I don't want to lose. Sometimes I don't. My voice might get tired from warming up all the time. So I hate to say I don't. It's probably not great that I don't warm up, but I just don't.
Other singers are like, that's not fair.
Those are my reasons. I guess that I've come up with that why I don't warm up. But like um, if I'm sick and I feel like, oh boy, this is not coming out, I will like, try to or like do some vocal warm-ups to try to get the phlegm out or, to open up my chest or my nose and cough out all the, phlegm and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But, if I wake up in the morning and I go and I know it's there and I'm like, then I trust that this voice is going to show up for me as long as I'm honest with the emotions that I put behind it, then I trust it's going to show up. And and it's kind of exciting to see what comes out, you
Each
know, nightly. Other than that, a good night's sleep, I'm going to have a good voice.
Yes.
Water, a lot of water, I'm gonna have a good voice. If I'm sick, I'll drink a lot of licorice root, Egyptian licorice root tea.
Okay.
Helps to it
Like warm.
takes the inflammation down
Yeah.
and it takes a lot of the phlegm out. I'll do that with mullein root, and it's basically for me it's like having that phlegm out of there, having rest,
Yeah.
and then the vocal cords are strong. And then um and that's pretty much it. I like it's especially if I'm singing a lot too, like if I'm singing on a consistent basis, I really don't warm up because my voice is getting the warm up every time I sing, I feel.
Yep.
And um if there's a note, like if I like Chris Bratton Chris Bratton used to give me a note in This Bitter Earth that he wanted me to reach, even though I got to do it my own way. He would go, "Oh, okay, I see what you're doing. Then take this note and do it. Go to right there." That song and this other song I did in John Hughes,
Play.
cry like this, cry like that song. There was a song.
Those John Hughes songs.
Oh my God, there was a note in there that I'd be like, wasn't confident on, and I made it up. And I gave myself, he had already given me one note, and he just like, okay, then I just want you to take it to right there, and I'm like, okay. He said, since
Yeah.
you're going there, I want you to go just a little bit higher, and I'd be like, cry, and I'd be like, can I get that? And
He was probably like, duh.
yeah, if I'm not confident in it, in a note, like some notes are kind of like just weird of your range. Like sometimes I can go higher than a note. Like I can go, and then the note right below it is really hard, is super hard to do because just the way it sits on your vocal cords. So sometimes I'll practice that because I just have not sung that note very
Yeah.
often, so I just want to make sure it comes out. But all the things I'm confident in, I don't really warm up on. But if I'm not confident in a note, I'll go, oh, I don't do that note very often. This is kind of fresh and new. Let me
See about like work with it.
yeah, let me practice that. Then once I get confident with it and I have it and I trust that it comes out every time, then I probably don't want. I might do a like a tap in, like a if the note is I'll go,
Check.
okay, it's there. Tap in, it's there.
Yes. I was also gonna say maybe it like with like certain notes, like being able to go higher but than you're used to, but like higher than what's being given.
Yes.
It could be because like of the emotion that you're putting into it.
Yes.
Because you like one of the things that is so true is that you do sing with so much emotion. You bring the acting to your singing.
Thank you.
So,
I can't imagine singing without it. You know what I mean? And I think that's why when people go, "Oh, sing a note for me," sing something. You can sing, and I'm like,
you're
it
like, yeah,
doesn't
but
feel good that way.
you're like, yeah, but I want like give me a prompt so I can
Yeah, yeah. I wanna, I
wow.
wanna give you a performance. You know, it's like asking, it's like asking art like Picasso. Hey, you know that did he do Mona Lisa? Did Picasso who did Mona
Oh,
Lisa?
whoa,
Leonardo, I don't know who did it.
uh, def,
Or
uh,
think of a
uh,
famous Da Vinci?
yeah, yeah,
Leonardo da Vinci.
yes, Leonardo da Vinci.
Okay. It's like asking Leonardo da Vinci, hey, make the Mona Lisa for me right here.
It's right. Or I mean, I was like also being like, hey, you're a gymnast, do a backflip.
Yes, right, right. Wait a minute, who's that in the background?
Angel.
Joe, oh my God, I just saw the little ears pop up.
She's like, yes, I'm sleeping.
Okay, yes, that's so cute.
Oh my goodness. She's my little sidekick.
She's gorgeous. I just saw
Oh,
her ears, her little head pop up.
she knows she's gorgeous too. That's
Oh,
the
I love
she's
it.
completely full of herself and
I
so
love
spoiled on many different levels. She deserves it though.
it.
I feel like we've kind of discussed this multiple times, but what do you think makes LA theater so special?
Wow. Hmm. First of all, it's an anomaly. Theater in LA,
Yes.
most times, most people don't even realize there's a theater community. People go,
I Oh,
They go, what? There's theater happening here? I thought this is a television film world.
I thought that's New
Yeah.
York.
So I think people don't expect LA to have such a community here. And when they come out, and there are a lot of people, once again, in television and film, who come from the stage. And if you come from the stage, and any person will say this, um, if
Okay.
you started on the stage, it is your forever bed. It is the most comfortable bed you've ever slept in, and you will always go back to
Yeah.
that bed. And or a bicycle, it's like riding a bicycle. Never not know how to do it, and when you come back to do it, it's such a joy. And I think a lot of you'll get a lot of surprises in the theater world here. A lot of people that you see on television and film, you'll see them pop up in a show. And they're like, "What? They're in this show?" Yeah, because they love theater, and it's very hard to come by. So when you can be a part of a theater production, you just show up. You jump in because you don't get to do it a lot. In New York, that's what everybody does there.
And then like TV and film is kind of like
Yeah.
the side thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a side thing. Yeah. And here it's like, you know, theater is kind of like the thing that people don't realize that you can do, and it's a side thing. So you show up at a show and you're like,
Like,
oh,
wow.
oh my God, she's in that. Whoa. So there's all these little mini surprises in there, and you get to see people who you just see on TV and film, and they come and show you another side of their art, and
Yes.
their, what they're able to do, their artistry. And in these shows, and you're like, wow, and you see another side. And then you get to see people who are aspiring to be in film and television. A
On
lot of
stage.
people from New York who started in theater come here, to be in film and television,
Emma.
and they're not, you know, doing a lot. And so they get to jump in a theater show here, and you get to work your chops here. So I think people really want to give their all in a show here, because it's just like, wow, I don't get to do this, very often.
Yep.
And and um and we're a small community, and everybody supports. uh, like, I love seeing the same faces at different shows,
Same.
and it's like there is a real true community. It's not just tourists,
Yeah, like
coming, like New York. You'll probably never see any of those people again.
no, I like I see Brian at so many shows.
Yes, I love seeing Brian. Brian, I love Brian.
I took him to a Christmas story the other night as my guest.
Oh my God. I remember he said something to me one time. I never forget it. I sung a song, and he goes, what did he say? Oh, he said, I'm sorry. Can you ask me where'd your face go? And I said, what? He goes, your face is missing. And I said, what? And he goes, because you just sang it off. You just sang your face off. And I never forgot that. I was like, oh my God, I love that. Now I
Oh
say
my
that to other people too that I
gosh.
know.
Him and like Brian and Abel, like I expect to see them at
Yes,
every show that I'm at occasionally. Yeah.
yes. And I love that. I like in New York, as a, you might see that audience and you'll never see them again.
Wow.
There's mostly tourist people coming out or seeing the shows, but it's such a joy when in this community. I did a show with James Bias, his show Jimmy Darkness,
Cool.
and all of my theater friends were in the audience. It was like a reunion.
Oh, good
Going to
too.
Love Actually, it was like a reunion. I
Yes.
got to hug all of my theater friends and playmates, it's like we all support each other here.
I mean, even I went to I extended my trip in New York one time because John Krause was going on as Orpheus in Hadestown.
Oh, wow.
And there were like a ton of LA theater people
Oh
who
my
were
God.
also at Hadestown in New York that day, which
We
was
we really support each other.
it was awesome. I was like, oh my God, there's
Amazing.
a huge LA crowd here.
Yes, and it's we really and you're not gonna find that really in New York.
No, unless there's someone from LA theater in the New
Yes,
York show, and I'm like,
yes,
let's go out there to see them.
we really support, and you know, LA doesn't get the credit like it should in that sense. You
Yeah.
know, we really do support each other. I'm going to go see my friend Tracy Tom's show tomorrow, and a whole bunch of actors in that. What's it called? Something Five. Have you heard about it?
Wait, I actually haven't heard about it. This is breaking
Wait,
news to me.
breaking news. Wait a minute. It's a big fundraiser performance at. Let's see. It's called Thank You Five, one night only event, and
Oh,
it's got.
oh, I found it.
You found it? You see all the people in it?
Wait. Oh my gosh.
Many friends.
Oh my goodness.
So many people in there. You see all the
Like
people there?
Cheyenne Jackson.
Yes.
Sheesh.
Yep.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Everybody's up in there, and it's a one night performance. It's sold out now, but I'm so
Wow.
excited to go, and I'm glad
And
I got
like
my ticket.
it's probably another reunion.
Yeah, it's going to be another
Yeah.
reunion.
So many
And
people.
yeah, and then the people who come from New York, you know, who's been out there in the Broadway, they get to come and be embraced in this theater community and
Yes.
often have a community here, probably bigger than what they had in New York. You know what I mean?
It's true. And like you get to watch people out here
Yeah.
start out on the stage
Yes.
and then like get roles on
And
shows and in movies and stuff.
yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
mean,
We see
him as
people
an
growth.
example,
Yes.
and Michael Thomas Grant.
Yes. Yeah.
Like,
We get to see Lindsay Gort,
my
uh,
God, yeah,
Danielle Truitt,
yes,
who has
yes.
her own remember she was in For the Record, and she played Jackie Brown sometimes, and she's on uh see, what is it called? Law and Order, criminal something.
Iconic.
Yeah, one of those Law and Orders. She's a lead on there.
Yes, literally
Yeah,
iconic.
yeah. So a lot of people come here
Organized crime.
huh?
It's Law and Order, organized crime.
Yes. And she's, so many people are doing things. And then the people from New York, the thing about LA theater, I was about to say, is the LA, it's a lot of times it doesn't have the schedule of a New York show. So we get to see each other's shows. We get to come and support each other. Where in New York, no one gets to support each other because you're all working the same schedule.
Yep,
It's lovely here
a
that
love fest.
I get this whole week off last week, and I get I'm going to go see her show, my friend's show. I'm seeing another show on Saturday, so it's amazing.
Also put a Christmas Story on your list too. Oh my God, it's at Amundsen right now, and um there's a couple people who've done LA theater in it, like Shelley Wagner
Ah, okay.
and Eric P and
I don't know that.
Trent Mills are
And
in
who?
it. So they've all done like LA theater stuff,
Okay.
like Rockwell and etc.
Okay.
But and there's so many like talented little kids in it.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yep.
So where can people follow you on social media to like keep up with what you're doing? Keep up with LA theater shows.
Follow me. Let me see. It says
Wait, hold on. I forgot.
Dionne Gipson. Look up Dionne Gipson at Dionne Gipson, DIONNEGIPSON.
Yeah.
And then if you look me up on I have a website too, DionneGipson.com.
Yes.
Yep. I make it real simple. It's just my name. And no one has my name. I'm the only Dionne Gipson with my
Yeah.
spelling Instagram. I think there might be a guy that has it
You're
for
like,
written reasons.
I
Yeah.
mean, well, if someone else has it, they have to change their name.
Right.
Like, I mean, I don't make the rules. Like, that's just
Yeah. I was able to get Dionne Gipson without any I didn't have to put a 9 or anything. I was just at Dionne Gipson, my name.
that is like you don't have to put like official, real.
Nope.
No, you're yes, I did it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh my, and I'll put the links in the description of the video too.
Okay.
The,
Awesome.
lastly, I want kind of want to combine two questions.
Mhm.
So first of all, how do you work on like self-confidence in this industry? And then also my last question is, do you have anything you want to promote besides Scissorhands?
Oh, okay, yeah. Um, Confidence. Um, it is learned and earned. And what I mean by that is watching other confident people and surrounding yourself with other confident people shows you how it make first of all, it makes you feel good watching how confident they are. And then you want to have that feeling on your own. And then that comes in earning it.
Yeah.
So stepping out there and doing things that you want to do and just trying it, even if you fail miserably and but you just keep doing it, you start to earn and build the confidence the more you do it. I like like I said, getting into For the Record really built my confidence. Um, I've always had it to some degree, but it comes in waves, just depending on what you're doing.
Well, I also feel like you're like confident, but you're also humble, which is rare to find too and hard to combine.
Yeah, well, the humility comes from this could be taken away in 10 seconds. I could lose my voice for some ungodly reasons. I could get a disease or something, and who knows what COVID could do. What I could get hit by
Any
a car or paralyzed. I could,
any time.
anything could happen in life that could stop me from doing what I'm doing. And so I'm thankful every day that I wake up healthy and that I can do this. And not everybody's able to. And I also am lucky to get a stage to do it on. There's some people who are sitting at home, wishing that they could do it and not having the opportunities. There's some people in other countries that women aren't even allowed to do stuff like that. So I feel the humility comes from being lucky, feeling lucky, and feeling blessed and honored that I have this gift and that, I get to use it and that at any moment it could be
Yeah.
gone. So um I just say stay thankful for that and 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 being confident doing it, I get to, the more that I get to be on stage and do it every night, the more confident I get, the more I know exactly where I'm going over there and over on that side and over there. I'm like, it's like doing it over
Like
and over and over again.
memorization and
Yes.
like when you repeat something more than 3 times, it's in your head.
Percent. And the more things that that I get challenging songs. Like Dream On was really challenging. I loved coming up with the arrangement for it, of how I
So
was
good.
going to do it. And the more that I can meet these challenges that are put in front of me, the more confident that makes me. And I feel like, oh, I hope somebody can, hire me for a soundtrack and say, hey, I got this song. I need it arranged. Here are the parameters. Like, I would be the first one to raise my hand because I'm like, I can do that. I've been arranging songs all of my shows, and for the record, since I was in a band signed to Arista Records, I was writing and arranging. Hire me. I mean, the more you do it,
Multi-talented.
thank
Mhm.
you. The more you do things, the more you become confident, and and then when you have people that enjoy what you do and give you accolades and tell you that they're moved by you, you know that's such a big that boosts my confidence and other performers confidence, like you have no idea. Hearing a clap from, there is no play, there's no performance without an audience.
Oh yeah.
A lot of
It
people say, huh?
it makes I feel like it makes a performance to like I feel awkward when I don't clap
Yes,
or something, or when like a song finishes and like I'm the only one clapping or
yes,
something because people are like, I'm not sure when the next song starts or like the next scene starts or timing.
yeah.
Do I have time to clap? And I'm like, yes, clap.
Clap. We don't do this. Some people say, "Oh, I do it for myself. I don't do it for anyone." And I'm like, "Not me. That can't be true because if I don't have if I'm giving you something and
Yes.
I want you to enjoy it and I want to know that you enjoyed it and that it did something for you. Even if it didn't didn't enjoy it, it sparked something in you, made you feel weird or it made you feel something, just anything, and I'm exchanging energies with you and you're moved in some sort of way by what I'm doing. I need, we need feedback from an audience. We need an audience, and an audience needs a performer. We have to have each other.
Yes.
And and whenever someone um tells me they enjoyed what I do, it definitely gives me confidence. It makes me joyful. It gives me the confidence to do it again. It gives me like I feel like, I just they're giving me the go ahead, like they're justifying that I should be doing this, and they're reminding me that this is a gift that I have that I can share with everyone.
Happy.
I love that. So confidence, and also, you know um I had a really great mom, who just allowed she, whether she I don't know if she always believed in everything, but she always was just like, I want you to go and do it. Whatever
Yes.
you think you want to do,
Dream
just
big.
just go. I have some, I have some feelings about things. I think you should be a journalist or you should do something good with your life, with your smarts, and but still do what you want to do. Even when I got out of journalism and switched, and she was still like, "Hey, do it, do what
Makes
you."
you happy.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
doing what makes you happy makes you confident.
I, yes. And I feel like I always see like people, huge groups of people coming to support you at shows. So you have like such a huge friendship group in
Yes.
LA because like
Oh,
I mean, I was texting Brian about it the other day. I'm like, it's just because she's the nicest person. Everyone loves her. Like, I mean, everyone knows she's talented, but also she's just the sweetest person in this whole industry.
Oh, thank you. I I do have an amazing, 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 amazing friend group. And let me tell you, everybody's so talented. Every person you in that picture with
Ev-
you, all of us, everybody's doing something. You know my man, he's directing and acting. And then there's the tall blonde girl is a stunt actor.
what? Oh
actress.
my
Uh,
goodness.
she's been in
Probably
a
see her
million things.
gymnastics sometime.
Yeah, and she's been in a million things. My friend Elena, she directs and acts. She was in Stargate and Supernatural.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and she's like a regular. She was a regular
It's
on her.
like all my friends, like I have to brag.
Yeah, I have like my friend Olivia, she's producing and putting events together and acting on Grey's Anatomy sometime. Like she has like
Oh,
reoccurring on Grey's Anatomy and she can sing. And then my friend Holly, she's a comedian and an actress. She writes. Then Jeff, he's
goodness.
the executive producer of Yellow Jackets and directs like half of the episodes. Jeff Bird, he was there.
Oh
He
my
here. Like
my my friend would have been like, "Oh my god."
yeah, Tracy Toms, Broadway, Rent on the movie, and
Insane.
can sing her ass off and amazing actress on 911. She's on 911 and I think Truth Be Told or some other show. Um, Eugene, her boyfriend, also big time actor. He was a child actor. It's just like
How
the
do I know
list
so many
goes,
talented people?
yeah. Just the list goes on and on. Like everyone that was in that group, they're all
Oh,
amazing artists.
I mean, I was so honored to be invited. To be included.
And that goes back to what we were talking about earlier. The LA theater scene, we all support each other.
Yes.
And we're all, kind of this intermingling of of theater and television and film. And we all support each other in all of it, you know?
Yes. Oh my God, it's so true.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we have to stick by the
Yeah.
people, the really good people out here,
Yeah.
honestly, which
Yeah.
is like the small little LA theater.
Yeah.
Really, everyone's a really good person.
Yeah. And you're not getting, you're getting really quality performances,
Oh yeah.
even in like the smallest theaters, like the White Fire Theater or
El Cid, 3 clubs.
like, like, for the record was started in a bar and you got major talent
You have
in
like,
a bar.
I mean, like you have like Emily Lopez singing at a Escape Hotel every night.
Oh my God. Did you come to her show when she did a show at the Bourbon Room and she played harp? She plays a harp.
I
A
don't know if I think I missed that.
Oh my God. I did not know she could play a harp. And
Of
she
course
sang,
she can, though. Like, of course she can.
blew my mind.
But it's like, I didn't know that either, but of course she can.
Yeah, blew my mind.
Oh my goodness. I mean,
I love
I'm
her.
like, if I had the means to produce, I would produce a show with like her
Oh
and
my God,
Ruby together.
that
That
would
would
be
be fire. Because
God.
have like
Ruby in Love Actually. Just,
ridiculous, unique voices everywhere.
I mean, that's what I love. We have some of the best talent in this
Me
town.
too.
Really do. And it's like everybody's so unique
Yep.
and like supremely talented in the smallest place. Like the talent you find in these shows, you'd think that you'd find them on a big Oscar stage or a Broadway stage.
Yeah.
You find them in these little things. I think that's what makes us so special too.
Oh my gosh, people are always like, when I'm like, yeah, I love LA theater. People are like stare at me like, there's theater here?
Right.
Yes. Yes, go see it.
Yes, go see it.
Thanks for watching this episode of Backstage with Becca B. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Becca B Talks TV. Or for more exclusive content from this interview and more, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Backstage with Becca B. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and like this video. Or if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, go ahead and give me a 5-star rating. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!